Welcome to the Curious Room.
Hmm.
I want you to take a moment right now to just shift gears.
Yeah. Settle in.
Exactly. Imagine you are stepping out of the really busy, noisy street of your day.
It's always so loud out there.
It really is.
Yeah.
You're walking up to this heavy wooden door, you turn the handle, you step inside, and you close that door firmly behind you.
Right.
You can actually hear the click of the latch. And suddenly, the traffic, the phone notifications, the rush, it's all stuck on the other side.
Left outside.
Completely. And in here, the light is warm, it's quiet, there is a comfortable chair waiting just for you.
I mean, it is such a nice image to start with, a place where the noise just stops.
Right.
And we really need that
Yeah.
because the topic we are diving into today, it is usually surrounded by just a massive amount of noise.
Oh, for sure.
It's something that kind of buzzes in the background of our minds almost every waking hour.
Absolutely. And I want to say right up front, in this room, we aren't here to lecture you.
No lectures today.
We aren't here to give you like a top 10 ways to fix your life list.
We'd be the wrong people for that anyway.
We really would. We are just here to think, to explore, to treat you, the listener, as the third person in a very honest conversation.
Because you're right here with us.
So get comfortable, because today we are going to look at something that I think every single person listening has felt, probably within, I don't know, the last 24 hours.
Oh, I would bet they have felt it within the last hour.
Really? That recently?
Yeah, I mean, it is perhaps one of the most universal and honestly one of the stickiest human feelings we have.
The question is simply this. Why do we compare ourselves to others?
Such a big question.
We do it constantly, don't we? Like you open your phone, you see a picture of someone's vacation, and suddenly you feel...
Similar.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel smaller. Or you walk down the street and see someone who just seems to have their entire life perfectly sorted out.
Right. The perfect outfit, the perfect walk.
Yeah, and you wonder why you are still struggling to just match your socks in the morning.
It is a really heavy feeling.
It is.
It sits right in the chest, doesn't it?
Huh.
But today, we want to look at it differently.
Okay. How so?
We want to look at it lightly. We are not going to dissect this with, cold, hard science or academic theories that make you feel like some kind of lab rat.
Please no.
Right. We aren't going to use heavy words or medical terms. We really want to approach this with what we're calling a gentle study.
A gentle study. I really like that phrasing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sounds forgiving.
it is supposed to be.
But I have to ask, isn't gentle a bit soft? I mean, when I'm in the middle of a comparison spiral feeling like I'm totally failing, I feel like I need a solution, not gentleness.
Right. You feel like you need to fix it.
Yeah, I feel like I need someone to yell at me to work harder.
That is the instinct, isn't it? To fight the feeling, to toughen up. But think about it for a second. If you are already beating yourself up because you think you aren't as good as someone else, is beating yourself up more actually going to help?
Huh.
Like, logically, does that work?
When you put it that way, probably not. I guess it just adds to the bruising.
Exactly. You're just hitting the same bruise over and over.
Right.
So we are going to use a guiding concept today. We're calling it the quiet mirror.
The quiet mirror. Okay.
Think of this next hour as an opportunity to hold up a mirror to your own feelings. But unlike the mirrors we usually look into, the ones that feel critical or harsh or totally distorted by what everyone else in the world is doing, this mirror is quiet.
It's quiet.
It's kind. It just reflects what is there without judging it at all.
Wow, that feels like a relief already, even just imagining it.
That's the goal.
So let's agree on the rules for our time in the Curious Room today. For this deep dive, we are going to keep it simple.
Very simple.
We're going to use plain, everyday English, no jargon, no complex psychological terms that you need to go grab a dictionary for.
No, absolutely not. Just real talk about real feelings.
Precisely. Because feelings like envy or feeling less than or feeling like you're somehow falling behind everybody else, those aren't academic problems.
No, they're not.
Those are human problems. And human problems deserve to be discussed in a very human way.
I love that. And our mission today is simple. By the time we finish talking, we want you to feel understood.
Yeah.
We want you to feel a little more comforted and honestly a little more reassured that you aren't the only one doing this.
So let's start right there. Let's unpack this idea of the quiet mirror, because it's our guiding light for this deep dive. Why did we choose the word quiet?
Well, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Think about what happens inside your head when you really start comparing yourself to someone else.
Oh, boy.
Right? Maybe it's a colleague who just got a promotion or a friend who bought a house and you're still renting. What does it sound like in your mind? Is it quiet?
No, not at all. It's incredibly loud.
Exactly.
It's chaotic. It's literally like a shouting match in my head. My brain starts going, look at them. Look at what they have. Why haven't you done that?
It gets aggressive.
Yeah. It's like, you were lazy. You're behind. You missed your chance. It's just so much noise. It feels like a crowded room where everyone is just yelling at me.
Exactly. Social comparison, that whole act of looking at others to measure ourselves, is often a very noisy, very aggressive process in our minds.
It really is.
It screams for attention. It demands that we feel bad right in that moment. It triggers a sort of panic alarm inside us.
Panic alarm, yes.
So the quiet mirror is an invitation to just turn the volume down.
To reach up and turn the dial.
Right. To strip away the panic and just look at the reflection calmly.
Okay, and the mirror part. Why are we using a mirror as the metaphor here?
Because a mirror's only job is just to reflect. That is all it does. It just shows us who we are.
But it doesn't always feel like it's just reflecting?
No, because usually when we look in the mirror, we aren't seeing ourselves clearly. We are seeing ourselves through this thick fog of other people. We are seeing ourselves versus that person at work, versus our super successful cousin, versus the person on the magazine cover or on our feed. The mirror gets completely distorted.
It's like those Funhouse mirrors, right, at a carnival.
That is a perfect example.
You know the ones where you stand in front of it and it stretches you out so you look 10 feet tall, or it squashes you down so you look really wide and tiny?
Yes.
When I compare myself to someone famous or someone really successful, I feel squashed. I look tiny in my own mind.
But that's not an accurate reflection, is it?
No, it isn't. But in the moment, it feels totally real.
It's a reflection based on a false angle. And
Yeah.
that is what's scary, because we believe the reflection. We stand there and think, oh, wow, I really am that small.
Yeah, we take it as truth.
We do. So we want to clear the fog. We want to wipe the glass clean so we can see a calm reflection of ourselves we actually are, not in relation to someone else, but just as we are.
Just us.
Just us.
Okay.
And that is why we need to be gentle.
Let's stick with that word gentle for a second. Because usually when we talk about success or, self-improvement, the language is very tough.
Oh, it's brutal.
It really is. It's all about crushing it or dominating your day or no excuses.
Hustle culture.
Exactly. Hustle culture. We live in a world that absolutely loves tough love.
We do.
So why is gentleness the right tool here? Why not tough love? Why shouldn't I just tell myself to snap out of it?
Because comparison almost always comes from a place of hurt.
Hurt.
Yeah. It comes from a hidden fear that we simply aren't enough.
Oh, that makes sense.
Think about it like a physical wound. Say you fell and scraped your knee really badly. You don't scrub a raw scrape with a wire brush to heal it.
No, that sounds awful.
You treat it gently. You clean it softly.
Right.
When we compare, we are often judging ourselves very, very harshly. We're scrubbing the wound.
Right.
So to understand why we do it, we need safety. We need to feel safe enough to actually admit to ourselves, hey, I feel jealous right now. Or I feel sad that I don't have what they have.
That makes so much sense, because if I feel judged, even by myself, or if someone screams at me to just stop being jealous, I put my guard up.
Immediately.
I stop listening. I hide the feeling away. But if I feel safe, I can actually look at what's happening.
Exactly. Think of yourself as a storyteller.
Okay, I like that.
You are telling the story of your life. Every single day, you add a new page.
Right.
But when comparison creeps in, it's like someone else runs up, grabs the pen out of your hand, and starts scribbling all over your margins with a big red marker.
Just correcting everything.
Right. Writing things like, this part isn't as good as her story, or this chapter is way too boring compared to his.
Oh, wow.
So with the gentle study, we want to gently take the pen back. We aren't fighting the other person. We're just taking our own pen back.
And we are doing this with simple words, because I really think simplicity is clarity.
It is.
Sometimes big fancy words just hide the truth of what we're feeling.
They absolutely do. We can sit here and talk about status anxiety or relative deprivation or upward social comparison.
Which all sound very impressive.
They sound impressive, but those are just cold labels. They distance us from the actual feeling.
Right.
It's much more honest and actually much braver to just say, I feel small when I see his really big house.
Yeah.
That is the raw human experience. That is what we are looking for today.
So let's get into that raw experience then. Let's talk about the impulse itself. Why do we do it? And I'm asking you, the listener, right now, take a second. Why do you do it? Because it feels like a reflex, doesn't it?
It is a reflex. It completely is. And I want to be very, very clear about this. You doing this, it's not because you are broken,
Right.
and it's not because you are a bad or jealous person. It is a deeply, deeply human thing. In fact, if you didn't do it at all, that would be the strange thing.
I really want to dig into that. Why is it human? Is this just something we learn from Instagram and magazines, or does it go deeper than that?
Oh, it goes much deeper. It predates screens by a long shot. Yeah. Imagine for a moment, thousands and thousands of years ago, we lived in small tribes, small groups of people trying to survive.
Okay, like hunter-gatherer times.
Exactly.
Wow.
In that world, knowing where you stood in the group was literally a matter of life or death.
Because you relied on them for everything.
Everything. You needed to constantly know, am I contributing enough? Am I strong enough? Do the others like me?
Because if they don't.
If you didn't compare yourself to the others and make sure you were keeping up, you might get kicked out of the tribe. And if you got kicked out, you didn't survive alone in the wild.
So my brain doing this today is actually trying to save me.
Yes. That is the great irony of all this. Your brain actually thinks it is helping you.
Oh.
It says, quick, check your status. Look at him, he has more food. Look at her, she has better shelter. Are you safe? Do you have enough?
It's a survival mechanism.
A very old survival mechanism.
Yeah.
The problem is, we aren't in a small tribe of 50 people anymore.
No, we are in a world with billions of people.
And we can see all of them, or at least it feels like we can.
We can see the absolute best of all of them all the time.
Right. So that survival mechanism, which used to be really helpful for keeping us alive, is now just constantly pulling the fire alarm every single day.
I'll give you a real-life example of this fire alarm going off, a really small one.
Let's hear it.
I was at the grocery store the other day, just a normal Tuesday evening.
Okay.
I was tired. I just wanted to get home. And I was standing in line at the checkout, and I just happened to look at the cart of the person right in front of me.
A grocery cart.
Yes, a literal grocery cart. And let me tell you, their cart was beautiful.
Beautiful. How can a cart be beautiful?
It was a work of art. It was full of this dark, leafy, fresh kale and organic wild-caught salmon and fancy sparkling water. And they had these perfectly organized, matching, reusable canvas bags.
Oh, they had the matching bags?
They had the matching bags. There were ingredients in there for things I don't even know how to pronounce, let alone cook.
And then what happened?
Well, then I looked down at my own cart.
And what was in your cart?
I had a frozen pizza.
A big bag of spicy chips, some batteries I remembered I needed, and I think a singular, really sad-looking apple that I grabbed at the last second out of pure guilt.
That is quite the contrast. And what happened in that exact moment? What did the voice in your head actually say to you?
It felt like a pinch,
Yeah.
like an actual physical pinch right in my gut.
Right.
I looked at their cart and I thought, that person has their entire life together.
From the kale.
From the kale.
Yeah.
I thought, they cook healthy meals. They probably wake up early and go for a run. They definitely do yoga. They are organized. And I am just a chaotic mess of human being eating frozen pizza on a Tuesday.
That is such a perfect example. It really is a small example, just like we want to focus on. It wasn't a life or death situation at work or in a relationship. It was groceries.
Just groceries.
But your brain instantly created a massive story about who you are versus who they are.
Instantly. It took less than a second. I didn't even decide to think it, you know? It just appeared in my head. This is the impulse we're talking about. We are wired to look around us, to figure out where we fit in. You looked at the kale and the salmon, and your brain did a resource check.
A resource check.
It said, look, they have better resources. They are winning. You are losing.
It sounds so silly when we say it out loud like this. I felt like a loser because of kale.
But in the moment, it felt totally real, didn't it?
It felt very real. It felt heavy.
It felt real because the emotion is real. The pinch in your gut is a real physical response.
Yeah.
Oh, even if the logic is silly. I mean, even if we know logically that person might be buying kale because they're incredibly stressed out and trying to fix a health problem.
Right.
Or maybe they're just shopping for a dinner party, and usually they eat frozen pizza too.
I didn't even think of that.
We don't see that part. We just see the symbol, the perfect cart. And the feeling of I am not enough just crashes down on us.
Let's look at another small example, because I bet the listener can relate to this one too.
Go for it.
You're walking down the street, right? And you're feeling pretty good. The sun is out. You kind of like your outfit today.
Have a good morning.
You're feeling confident. And then someone walks past you going the other way.
Oh, I know this scenario very well.
They walk past you And maybe they just walk with a certain confidence, or they are wearing a coat that looks really sharp, tailored perfectly, or maybe they are just laughing on the phone, looking like they have the absolute best news in the world.
And suddenly,
Suddenly, the sun feels a little less bright.
you look down at your own outfit and it seems a bit faded.
Yes, my coat suddenly feels cheap. My own walk feels a bit clumsy, like I don't know what to do with my arms.
Exactly. But think about it.
Yeah.
Nothing actually changed about you physically.
Nothing.
You are wearing the exact same clothes you were perfectly happy with 5 seconds ago. The street is the same, the weather is the same, but your internal reflection changed.
The quiet mirror suddenly got really loud.
It got distorted by the funhouse glass.
These are what we call relatable thoughts. We all have them all day long.
We really do. Thoughts like, why does she look so effortless? Or, why does his job sound so much more important than mine at parties?
Or why is their family always smiling in all their photos and mine is always arguing?
It's interesting you mention photos, because that's where the small examples really pile up the most these days, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. We carry a device in our pocket that is basically a comparison machine.
It really is. It is a machine perfectly designed to show you the highlights of everyone else's movie, while you are sitting there stuck in the blooper reel of your own life.
The blooper reel, that is exactly what it feels like.
But let's analyze this without getting, angry at technology. Because the phone isn't the root of the feeling. Let's look at the feeling itself.
Okay.
When you are doom scrolling and you see that photo of a friend on a gorgeous tropical beach while you are sitting at a rainy bus stop waiting to go to work, what is the actual physical sensation?
It's a sinking feeling.
Where do you feel it?
Right in my stomach, so weight drops. And then it turns into agitation. Or I feel restless, like I should be somewhere else, doing something else, being someone else.
Agitation. That is a really great word for it. The calm we want, the peace we had at the bus stop 5 minutes ago, is just completely replaced by agitation.
Yeah.
The quiet mirror becomes a stormy sea. We lose our peace. And the real tragedy of it all,
What's that?
we do it to ourselves.
Ouch. But true.
The person on the beach isn't trying to hurt you. They are just sharing a nice moment from their life.
Right. They're not thinking about me at the rainy bus stop.
Not at all.
Yeah.
The person with the organic salmon in the grocery line isn't trying to shame your frozen pizza. They are just buying their dinner.
We do the comparing.
We inflict the wound on ourselves.
So we have this impulse. It's ancient. It's automatic. It happens frequently. And it hurts. It actively steals our calm.
It does.
So what do we do about it? If we are doing a gentle study here, how do we handle this without just screaming stop it at ourselves? Because I'll be honest, I've tried telling myself to just stop comparing.
And how did that work out?
It doesn't work at all. It just makes me feel worse because now I'm comparing myself and I'm failing at stopping it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Screaming stop it never works. It just adds more noise to the room.
It's like trying to put out a fire by shouting at it.
That's a great way to put it. We need to shift our mindset entirely. We need to move away from making strong conclusions and move toward having gentle curiosity.
Gentle curiosity. Okay, let's unpack that because that sounds like a really big shift. First, what exactly do you mean by a strong conclusion?
A strong conclusion is like a judge's gavel coming down in a courtroom. Bang. It's a final judgment.
Okay.
So in your grocery store example, the strong conclusion was, they are organized and healthy, and I am a chaotic mess.
Right. It was a verdict. I found myself guilty of being a mess.
Guilty as charged. And it's a closed door. You've decided what the absolute truth is in that moment.
I am worse. They are better. I am failing.
Yes. These are heavy final statements. They hurt.
Yeah.
And the wildest part is, usually they aren't even true.
They feel true.
They feel true, but they're just stories your brain made up very quickly to make sense of the uncomfortable feeling in your gut.
Okay, so if that's a strong conclusion, what does gentle curiosity look like in that exact same moment? How do I turn the grocery cart panic into curiosity?
Gentle curiosity leaves the door open. It picks up a magnifying glass instead of a gavel.
Oh, I like that.
It asks a question instead of making a harsh statement. So you look at their beautiful cart, you feel that familiar pinch in your gut, and instead of saying, I am a mess, you pause and ask,
Ah,
that's interesting. I'm feeling a little envious of those vegetables. I wonder why.
I wonder why. Wow, that feels very different.
How does it feel?
It feels softer, feels a lot less personal. Like I'm not under attack anymore.
It creates distance. You are observing the feeling rather than being swallowed by the feeling. You become a little scientist of your own emotions.
So I might ask myself, am I just really hungry right now?
Yes. Or you might ask, Do I wish I had more free time to cook this week? Is that what I'm really jealous of?
How the
Time.
Or maybe, do I actually even like kale?
Exactly. That is a brilliant question to ask yourself. What if you absolutely hate kale?
I kind of do, actually. It's really bitter.
Right. But the comparison made you feel like you should like it or you should be buying it just because the successful-looking person has it?
That is so true.
Curiosity breaks the spell. It turns the heavy judgment into a little low-stakes investigation.
Yeah.
Why am I looking at them right now? What is my own mind trying to tell me about what I need?
It reminds me of the idea of pauses. We really need to pause. Because that judgment, the gavel coming down, it happens so incredibly fast. We have to manually insert a pause.
Yes, the quiet mirror requires time. It requires breathing space.
Breathing space.
When we make quick judgments, he's better, I'm worse, that happens in a fraction of a split second. It's a primal reflex. To get to the gentle truth, we need to take a physical breath.
Like a natural pause. Literally taking a breath in and letting it out.
Try it. I mean it. Next time you feel that pinch of comparison, just stop. Freeze the frame of the movie. Take one deep breath.
Just 1 second.
That one single second is the entire difference between a strong conclusion and gentle curiosity. In that pause, you can remind yourself, I am just looking at a picture on a screen. Or I am just seeing a tiny, curated slice of a stranger's life.
It's like hitting the pause button on a movie so you can actually look at the background details instead of just reacting to the jump scare.
In that pause, you regain your power. You stop being a helpless victim of the reflex. You start being the owner of your own mind again.
I want to clarify something here, just for everyone listening.
Sure.
We aren't trying to magically fix ourselves, are we? I mean, this isn't a motivational speech where we say, here are 3 easy steps to never, ever compare yourself to anyone again.
No, definitely not.
Because I feel like I will probably compare myself to someone again tomorrow, no matter how much we talk about this today. Oh, you absolutely will. I will too. And that is completely okay.
It is.
Yes, we cannot fix being human. And honestly, trying to fix it usually implies that we are broken in the first place, which is just another harsh judgment from the loud mirror.
Right.
We are not aiming for fixing. We are aiming for understanding.
Understanding over fixing. I really, really like that.
You deeply understand why you are doing something. It loses its power over you.
It does.
If you understand that your brain is just trying to change your status in the tribe because it wants you to be safe, you can kind of just nod at it. You can say, thank you, brain. I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm safe.
I'm safe with my frozen pizza.
Exactly. I don't need to worry about the kale. I don't need to worry about the fancy car. Seeing the mechanism clearly is what is actually healing.
It's like seeing the wires behind a stage magic trick.
Yes.
Once you see the wires pulling the person up, the trick doesn't scare you or fool you anymore. You just see how it works. Precisely. You see the cart, you feel the pinch, and you say, ah, there's that old survival mechanism again. Hello, old friend. And you just move on. You don't spiral down into despair.
I want to take a second and talk directly to you, the listener, for a moment.
Okay.
I want to connect all of this to where you are sitting or standing right now. Maybe you're driving in your car. Maybe you're folding a pile of laundry. Maybe you're just lying in the dark listening to this.
You are not alone in this habit.
That is the most important thing to know from this entire deep dive. It's so easy to look around and think, everyone else is confident. Everyone else is secure in who they are. I'm the only one looking around wondering if I measure up.
That is the grand illusion.
It really is.
But I promise you, the person with the perfect, beautiful grocery cart, they are looking at someone else's cart, wondering why they aren't as good. The person with the perfect high-paying job. They are looking at someone who has more free time and feeling jealous. The person posting the beach photos. They're sitting on the beach, looking at their phone, checking the likes, and wondering why their vacation doesn't look as glamorous as someone else's feed.
Everyone is carrying their own mirror.
Everyone is wrestling with their own distorted reflection.
That is actually really reassuring. It's a comforting thought.
Hmm.
We are all in this exact same boat, just drifting around, looking at each other, worrying about the exact same things.
It connects us.
Yeah.
Instead of comparison isolating us, which it usually does, making us feel like we are stranded on these separate little islands of success and failure, realizing that everyone compares, makes us realize we are all just human.
It's a shared struggle.
It makes the whole world feel a little less lonely.
Let's go back to that idea of the narrative you brought up earlier, the story. You mentioned that comparison hijacks our story. I really love the idea of our life as a book.
It's a helpful way to visualize it. Think of your life as a book you are currently writing. You are the main character. It's a story about your personal growth, your stumbling blocks, your little quiet joys, your frozen pizzas, and your triumphs.
Right.
And it's a good story because it's yours. It has a completely unique voice.
And when I compare, what happens to the book?
When you compare, you are basically trying to edit your chapter 10 because you just happened to read someone else's chapter 20.
Oh, wow.
You're looking at their big plot twist, their big success,
Yeah.
and saying, why didn't that happen to me? Why am I not at that exciting part of the story yet?
But it doesn't make sense to do that.
No, because you are in a totally different genre. You are on a completely different timeline.
I love that phrase. I am in a different genre.
You are.
It's so true. My story doesn't need to look anything like theirs to be a good story. A mystery novel shouldn't try to be a cookbook.
Exactly. If a mystery novel starts throwing in recipes halfway through, it ruins the book. And when you try to force your story to match someone else's highlight reel, you lose the plot of your own life.
You lose what makes it yours.
You lose the authentic thread. We need to return to our own narrative. When you catch yourself looking over the fence at someone else's life, gently guide your attention back to your own page.
How do you do that practically?
Just ask yourself, what was I doing? Oh, right. I was enjoying my Tuesday. I was walking in the sun. I was buying dinner for myself.
It's really about being polite to yourself.
Polite is a wonderful word for this. Think about how incredibly polite we are to strangers every day.
We hold doors open for people we don't even know.
We say, excuse me if we bump into them. We smile. But to ourselves, we are so rude.
We are awful to ourselves.
We push and shove and criticize. We say things to our own reflection that we would never, ever say to a friend.
That is the honest truth. If I spoke to my friends the way I speak to myself when I'm deep in a comparison spiral, I wouldn't have a single friend left.
Not one.
If my friend bought a frozen pizza, I wouldn't say, look at you, you're a mess. Why can't you be like her? That's terrible.
It is terrible.
Yeah.
And more importantly, it isn't helpful. It doesn't motivate you. It just crushes you. The quiet mirror asks us to be polite to our own reflection.
Just basic politeness.
To look in the mirror and say, hello, you're doing okay. You're doing fine today. You're working hard.
Let's try to visualize this mirror again. Since we are in the curious room, let's use our imagination to build this. I want to build this quiet mirror in our mind so we can actually take it with us and use it later.
All right. Close your eyes for a second if you can. Obviously, please don't do this if you're driving.
Right, keep your eyes on the road.
But if you can, imagine a mirror frame. It's not flashy or painted gold or expensive looking. It's just simple wood, maybe a smooth, warm oak.
Okay, I see it.
And the surface of the glass is perfectly still, like a calm lake early in the morning, right before the wind picks up.
There are no ripples at all. It's just flat and silver.
And when you step up and look into it, the noise of the outside world just fades away.
Just like closing the door to this room.
Exactly. The noise of what your boss thinks or what your neighbor thinks or what the entire internet thinks, it all goes perfectly quiet. The fog lifts. All you see is you.
Just me.
Just as you are. Not better than anyone. Not worse than anyone. Just there, breathing, existing.
That feels warm. It feels like a massive relief. I can literally feel my shoulders dropping just imagining standing in front of it.
That is the space we want to cultivate inside our minds. And the beautiful thing is, you can go there anytime you want.
I don't need anything external.
You don't need a special physical room. You don't need to go on an expensive retreat. You just need that one pause.
Yeah.
That one moment of gentleness where you decide to wipe the fog away.
It's a practice, isn't it? It's not a one-time fix where you do it once and you're cured. It's a habit we have to actively build.
It is a gentle practice.
Yes.
Every single time you catch yourself comparing and you choose curiosity instead of judgment, you are polishing that mirror. You're
Yeah.
making it a little clearer for the next time.
So, as we start to wrap up this gentle study today, let's look back at where we've traveled in this hour. We've covered a lot of ground, even though we kept it really simple.
We did. We started with the noise, the loud, chaotic habit of comparing ourselves to everyone we see on the street or on our phones.
The impulse that makes us feel so small.
And we admitted that it is just a survival instinct. It's an old instinct gone slightly wrong in the modern world.
We also acknowledge that it hurts. We didn't pretend it's silly or trivial just because it's triggered by groceries or vacation photos.
Right.
It affects our mood. It ruins our day. It's a real pain.
But then we've shifted our stance. We decided to put down the gavel and pick up curiosity.
The magnifying glass.
We decided to stop making strong conclusions about our worth. I am bad, they are good, and start asking gentle questions about our feelings instead. Why am I feeling this? What do I actually need right now?
We remembered that we are the authors of our own stories,
Yes.
and that we absolutely don't need to copy pages from anyone else's book to make our own story valid or interesting.
And perhaps most importantly, we remembered that we are not alone in this. Every single person you pass on the street today, the confident ones, the highly successful ones, the quiet ones, they are all fighting this exact same battle in their heads.
They really are. They are all looking for their own quiet mirror.
Exactly.
I want to leave you with one final thought to carry with you today. Just a little seed to plant in your pocket for the next time the world gets a little too loud.
What's the thought?
Well, here it is. What if the next time you compare yourself, you treat it just as a signal?
A signal.
Like a flashing light on a car dashboard, the check engine light, not a signal that you are failing as a person, but a signal that you just need to be kind to yourself in that moment.
I really like that.
The pain of comparison is just a reminder to be gentle. It's your own mind saying, hey, I'm feeling a little insecure right now. Can we be nice to me for a minute?
Turn the criticism into care. Instead of beating yourself up for feeling small, wrap a metaphorical blanket around yourself. That is the ultimate goal of the quiet mirror. To treat yourself with the exact same kindness you would instantly offer to a good friend who is hurting.
We really hope this hour gave you a little bit of breathing space, a little break from the rush of everything out there. We hope you feel a little lighter than when you walked through that heavy wooden door.
It was a true pleasure to think through this with you. It's always good to be reminded of these things, even for me.
The Curious Room is always open for you. Whenever things get loud, whenever the comparison trap feels way too tight around your chest, you can always come back here to the quiet.
Wishing you a peaceful, very human day. Be gentle with yourself out there.
Take care of yourself. Goodbye for now.